Kernard Reid, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
My guy. Welcome to So Live.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed to be here.
Ah, man.
How about
thank
you?
for coming. Oh, I'm good. I'm behind the camera, so it's like less pressure.
Okay.
A little bit. But
Yeah.
you good.
Same as.
Yo, so you came through and you blessed us with a little exclusive.
Thank you, man.
We got the first live. Can you tell me more about that record?
Yeah, Top Spot is going to be the single off my next project coming in the fourth quarter. I'll probably debut the name probably you know what I'm saying, further down the line. But yeah, it's going to be off the single off my next project. Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely going to try to get that name out. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can't give us all the exclusives.
I can't.
Right?
I can't give everything. It's like half and half. Like
Half
not
and
too
half.
much. Yeah, bro.
All right. Well, again, thank you on behalf of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate you, man. That performance was awesome.
Thank you, man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I'm gonna jump right into it. We're gonna try to get a little deep.
Okay.
A little fun.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we're gonna start here. We're gonna start with there's a theory in evolution about like the fear of public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that extends to performing. And that theory is that fear is linked to like getting kicked out of the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're up there front and center. You're at the mercy of the crowd. It's kind of like you on trial. And in listening to your music, there's like a level of vulnerability that the audience can really connect with. And it almost feels like a testimony, right? Yeah, we going.
Yeah, y'all going.
I say all that to say, like, were you always this comfortable expressing yourself?
I would say yes. I would say yes for the most part. I feel like in different times of my life it always changed, but I always felt comfortable expressing myself because I understand that when you are performing or showcasing your art, it's like I feel like it's just practice. That's all it is. Even as performing, although you're doing something in a moment, it's practice to perfect it. So I look at everything as practice. Like me doing this right now is practice. Like no matter where I'm at, it's just practice, continue to just get better and strengthening the craft of art. Because it's art at the end of the day. You feel me? So.
Nice. With that confidence, like the more you practice, the more you build confidence, right? So my next question was going to be like, do you think confidence is a decision you made in your life, or has it been more of a muscle you've trained in your life?
A decision or a muscle I train? I think it's definitely been a muscle I train. Right. Definitely been a muscle I train, and I think because I had to navigate like I'm sorry, did y'all hear that? I did.
Don't worry about it.
All right, my bad.
This is real. This is like real.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's authentic.
Where, but yeah, it's definitely something that it was definitely a muscle I trained for sure. Cause I feel like at first, a lot of people at time in school growing up, they knew me for being a class clown, funny guy, you know. So that's the aura I kind of always had. And with music, I felt like nobody would be able to take me serious. So drifting from being funny to, you know, doing just completely music and, you know, still being my authentic self has been something that has been definitely practiced within itself, in my opinion, if that makes sense. So, sorry, I feel like I'm losing the question. But, yeah, it's definitely something I had to learn because it's like sometimes when you're showcasing yourself and showcasing your art, you could get like, you could have anxiety, you could have fear, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think I had the fear of performing, but I always had fear of what do somebody else think. That's always been my thing. So now with music, now with performing, going out, it feels like a good time. It feels like I'm having fun because it's like I'm not doing it for anybody. I'm really doing it for me. So when I do hear somebody say they like it, it's like cool. And I hear somebody say they don't like it, it's like cool because it's not for you. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's for me. It's me expressing myself. And I hope it do touch somebody else out there, though.
For sure. Mm-hmm. So I read a quote of yours, and it said, chasing the person I want to become requires me to act like I am him now.
Yeah.
And I think that opens a very interesting conversation about like manifestation. To be so dedicated to your dreams, you risk looking unrealistic in the moment, right? And I think that's the trade-off that stops a lot of creatives from achieving their goal. Like they don't want to look unrealistic to outside people. So there's always been an emphasis on authenticity, but at the same time, there's that fake it until you make it.
Right.
Right. So how do you kind of reconcile those two thoughts, because they kind of live simultaneously at one time?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like for me, like I can't fake the funk. Like I don't think I could. I don't think it's in me. Like I really don't think it's in me. Like I said, this outfit, I wore this shit yesterday. You feel me? Like I have nothing to hide. I feel like it's gonna bite me at the end. You know what I'm saying? So I'll rather really keep it real with myself, and be open and speaking about it, because for what? Like what are we lying for? You get what I'm saying? Like what are we trying to hide at the end of the day? So no, I think faking it till you make it is not something that I feel like I've ever tried to go by, and I feel like if I had tried to go by it, it wound up kicking my ass at the end.
Yeah.
Because it's something that we see now. A lot of people are showcasing an image that's not really them, and then at the end, you know what I'm saying, when it's all said and done, it's not you. So it's not going to be here forever type shit. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Like
I feel like the celebration, like if you're putting out an image that's not you, even
Yeah.
if you get like kudos and accolades from it, it kind of feels hollow a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you can get up there and kind of be a shell of yourself. Like, do you want the world to praise you for the image you're portraying, or praise you for who you really are?
Yeah, right. I mean, for who I really am, shit.
Right.
For sure. I want them to praise me for who I am, you know? Like, I think we got to think about it from a deeper level, too. Like, you're going to have kids. You're going to have a family one day.
Right.
So if you're an artist, you're putting out your work, or whatever you're putting out. It doesn't matter if you got a job, you know what I'm saying? If you're a regular human being and you go to work every day, if you're showcasing something, you know, to your legacy that is not really you, people pick up on that energy. People pick up on that stuff. So I just feel like you're not gonna make it to where you need to make it and be able to maintain it if you're not true to the core. So I'd rather just start now.
Word.
I'd rather just start now.
Word. I think we kind of touched on this before. How do you balance the expectations that you've set for yourself versus the expectations that others may have for you? Has there ever been a time where, you know, the other expectations or outside influences have swayed your judgment or swayed your opinion? And then how do you get back to yourself?
Yeah, I think it more so depends. I feel like when it comes to family, any expectation I've gotten from like my mom or grandparents, dad, I definitely tried to hit that level, but we at a different age now. You know what I'm saying? So when I was younger, for sure, but now that I'm older, I kind of let those narratives kind of slip by. I pick what I want to listen to, because if you pick every single thing, you're going to wind up drowning. And I'd rather not do that. So I'd rather just pick what I listen to. But when it comes to the act of creating, which is my favorite thing ever, you know what I'm saying? I'm always listening to what somebody has to say, what do they think, because a lot of people don't realize, but creating, no matter what you're creating, you can't always do it by yourself. So when you're making a song, when you're making a beautiful show like So Live, you need a whole team.
Right.
You need, you know, people to put the lights together, you feel me, get the camera right, fix the chair, you know what I'm saying? You need all these things. So I feel like in creating, I'm always going to listen to, you know, what my friend has to say, because they might hear something I don't. And that's how we come up with the music. That's how we come up with what we come up with. It's not a me thing, it's a we thing, because the song has to sound great for the team. Can't just sound great for me. Although I'm lyrically portraying it, if it's not great to their ears, we can't put it out, because they put their work into it too. So that's not fair.
That builds a lot of, like, so that means like you and your team have a lot of trust.
Oh, for sure.
Right. That's
sure.
very important.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I've always said, like, the creative process, or even in the studio sessions that I've been in personally, like the best ones are idea focused, right?
Yeah.
So the best idea wins. The ego leaves, the muse comes in, and you just cycle that information around and you see what you come up with. So it's very good. You got a good team. The product is crazy. So
Thank you,
you're
man.
doing something right.
Thank you. And that's crazy you say that too, because the best idea wins. That's something that we just spoke about. Like, I feel like in in the beginning of the fourth quarter of last year, my boy E, he was mentioning that he was like, when you in the studio, like having that ego, you could mess up a beautiful record.
Right.
So if somebody got a good idea, listen to the idea, like hear out the song. You know what I'm saying? Hear out what they have in mind, because that could change the whole record. That could change everything. It's also good to be confident within yourself, but I think being coachable, being a student from anybody around you, being able to take in the information and learning it is going to help you regardless of what you're doing, because you could learn something and then attack it from there. So,
man, that's a good point. Well said.
Man.
Well said.
For sure.
I want to talk about transparency, right? You choose to be very open and transparent in your music, and if I had to describe it from what I've heard so far, it's almost like it's like an audio vlog.
Yeah.
Kind of like people are following
This
you.
a good interview.
Like,
Damn.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I
This
appreciate
a good
it.
interview. These some good questions, dog.
In being authentic, there's some acts that choose to be like that mystery aesthetic, that like too cool or putting on, like we was just saying before.
Right.
But we're also seeing like the emergence of like sharing your everyday.
Right.
And like not as curated content.
Yeah.
Why do you think in recent times are we seeing that?
Yeah.
Seeing that change,
Right.
where like it's not this elusive mystery type person, it's more like relatable.
Right.
What do you think contributes to that?
Your audience want to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? They want to get to know the real you, because we've seen so many instances where we think we know somebody in the media, in the creative aspect, and it's not really who they are. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like now a lot of people showcase their life and showcase what they're doing, and it's to show the audience who they are. Essentially, that's what I think, at least.
I think also you can make it without a major now.
Right, for sure. Yeah.
Right, so in getting yourself out there, you really are just showcasing yourself, because you don't have a whole team, doing the makeup or telling you what to post and stuff like that. But I think people like confuse like mystery with depth, or even some artists hide their lack of depth with mystery.
What you mean by that?
Meaning like I gotta be mysterious because I can't really show the world who I am, or I'm not really comfortable in real time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So like,
for sure.
I gotta shy away.
Yeah.
I can bank on this like allure.
Yeah.
Right, and just showcase my talents whenever the opportunity comes. Right.
Yeah.
But it also seems like counterproductive, because as a newer artist, you're actively trying to get yourself out there, but at the same time, you're trying to maintain some distance.
Yeah, for sure.
What would you say is the most challenging aspect of being an artist in modern times? Like,
That's a great question. Say that one more time.
just what's the most challenging aspect of being an artist in today's? Like, what are you running in is like the biggest hurdles? There's no right or wrong answer.
Nah,
Like,
for sure.
It could be writer's block every now and then.
Yeah. I would say for me at least is which is something I feel like I'm growing into and very good at, but I feel like in the past it has just been patience. You get what I'm saying? Because you look at today, and when you looking at the idea of creating music, and you talk about major labels, me and a couple of my friends, we spoke about Grammys and how those accolades or these things kind of classify you as a good artist. And I feel like I've gotten to a point now with music where it's like I already made it. You know what I'm saying? I'm already where I need to be, like at this very moment, because I'm doing something that I love at the end of the day. I can't take a trophy home. You feel what I'm saying? I can't take a trophy home. You can't take a number one plaque. You can take it, you can frame it, but you can't take that when you leave. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like for me personally, I feel like being able to just create and being able to do it with my friends, I'm already winning. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really have the need for anything else. But in the past, it has definitely been patience, because you could get caught up. You could compare yourself to this artist from over here and that artist and think like, damn, am I doing enough? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it was in the past for sure.
All right, good answer, man.
Yeah, man.
Good answer. All right, so I got kind of like an off-ball question, right? So you
Okay.
wake up one day, and you have the power to rid the world of any social media trend / conversation. What would it be?
Relationships. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm pretty sure I may not be the first one, but I think relationships.
Yeah.
I think so, personally. Just to rid the conversation of it, because I feel like it messes them up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see a lot of people now, like a lot of people private with theirs, because it's so much we see and so much we internalize and so much we think we need to listen to, that we get like lost in that conversation. So yeah, that's one thing I'll get rid of for sure. Me personally.
All right, man. Kernard Reid says, let's get rid of relationship conversations.
Yeah,
online.
let's
Can we clap?
get rid of it.
Can we clap for that? Like, I'm
Let's get rid of it. Talk to your grandmother who, you know, or grandparent or auntie, uncle, somebody who been in a relationship for 50 plus years, 30 plus years, you know, and ask them advice on marriage and ask them advice on love and how to stick together.
I feel like we're so backwards that like
Yeah.
some people even look down on that. They'll find something wrong with being married for 40 years.
Nothing wrong with that.
All
Nothing wrong with that. I find that beautiful.
Right.
And love is work. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to stay in that relationship for that long, like all the flaws you have to stick with, like, you know what I'm saying? Everything you have to go through in that process, I really think that's what real love is. Like, real love, in my opinion, is work and is forgiveness, you know, and being able to accept somebody for who they are, having your boundaries, of course, but also being able to go through the fire with them. Like, and I feel like too many times everybody's so selfish. That's why everybody's so single. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's so single and alone. So we're no more relationship talk, man.
All right. We moving on.
Yeah.
We moving on. Yeah, let's switch gears. So there's been conversations recently about hip hop losing its like #1 spot as a genre and not leading the field like it has been for decades.
Right.
Even going as far as like record execs saying the focus has shifted away from rap. You being an artist that identifies with rap but also blends a lot of melody and R&B in your records, which I love, by the way.
Thank you, man.
Do you think the lines have blurred so much genre-wise that it doesn't even matter who's the #1 anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it has. I mean, you got Beyonce doing country now.
Yeah,
and then they
right.
trying to, you know, take her off that chart and put her in R&B. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I feel like I said, the best thing with music is that you can create what you want. And same thing with art. You can make what you want. You can make what it is to you. And that's why it's so hard having them conversations with a genre or what it's supposed to be in, because, you know, like, it takes away from what you made. Tyler Creator, he won his Grammy for Igor.
Right.
To him, that was a pop, you know what I'm saying, album. That wasn't a rap album, but they gave him an award for rap.
Right.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
just forced it into...
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Am I answering these questions for real?
Nah, you are. You
I
good.
can't tell. I feel like I'm going off topic sometimes.
Nah, there's no
Alright,
off
cool.
topic, man. This is a conversation. We good.
Say less.
So it's safe to assume that like those conversations about like traditional hip hop and the essence of hip hop, like you're not really bothered with those. No,
Nah, let's just make music.
that shit kind of annoying, right?
It's annoying, bro. Let's just create and have a good time, bro. Like,
Right.
come on,
The
man.
best idea wins.
Best idea wins. That's what it's
100%.
about, man.
But in keeping with genre, you do often hear people romanticize like R&B, like whether it's fair or not. I think that genre has always been tasked with representing like black relationship dynamic.
Yeah.
Right? And as those genres have merged, we might have lost a little bit of that, and maybe that's why the conversation about relationships is so crazy online, because that R&B isn't really filling that void at the moment.
Nah, it's not.
So my question to you is, do you think it's being represented fairly, like relationships and stuff in music? That's a good one, I know.
That's a good one, bro. Damn. I guess it depends what you listening to. I definitely do. Like, you can hear Brent Faiyaz song,
Right.
you know what that's about. And then you can hear a beautiful song like Money Long, her song that just came out, Made for Me. You know what I'm saying? Real love. Like, that's what kind of R&B was about back then. Begging. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
We're not begging for women like we used
nah,
to.
I don't think nobody begging. I don't hear it as much. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it's what I'm listening to. Like, a lot of it is dark, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, there's just so much to choose from.
Right.
Like, you can really get lost, right?
Yeah.
You can really get lost and look for music for days.
Yeah.
Like, before, back in the day, like, you kind of had to know what you were looking for to
Right.
download it off Napster. I'm dating myself right now.
Nah, you good. LimeWire, FrostWire.
Yeah, right. So, like, I think now it's kind of like you're at the mercy of, like, whatever the machine wants to promote. How you feel about the machine?
I hate the machine.
You
man.
hate the machine.
But what we gonna do is the machine.
Right.
Like, what I'm gonna do is the machine. Fuck around, turn into a machine. Like, trying to mess with that. But
Well, I mean, AI coming, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. It's so weird too, cause I feel like it's even that, like, we're so saturated with so much that's the reason why it is now. It's so hard to pick and choose because there's too many opinions,
There's too many options,
too many ideas that you a little kid and you're trying to build your own brain, you could get lost. You know what I'm saying? Because you see so much. So
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. All right. So there's an adage that art imitates life, and for the most part, that's held up to be true. But in modern times, I believe it's kind of changed.
Right.
Like, at no point throughout human history do we have, like, the internet for mass consumption or creativity being used as marketing to sell a product. Everything's a product now. So do you think art still influences life, or is... Damn, I done messed myself up.
You good. You good.
Do you think art still influences life, or has modern life began to influence art for, like, solely commercial purposes?
I think, at least in my opinion is, I truly believe life always imitated art. I feel like it's always been vice versa. Like, I can't create anything without a memory of something. You know what I'm saying? I can't make anything without something I've seen or saw. Like,
Absolutely.
I feel like living in the now, reflects on the future. You feel me? You can only draw based off of what you know. So I feel like life always imitated art. I never really believed that art imitated life. I feel like maybe the ending product, you get what I'm saying? But in order to create the art itself, you need your own life and everything around you to be able to make that.
So you would say you draw off experiences most?
For sure. Draw off experiences, conversation, like, all of that. Anything I make has been from, like, everything that's around me, whether it's a simple conversation or there's something I've seen, a movie I watched, a sound I heard in, the shower. You go in the elevator, it's a certain rhythm playing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything I've created has been based off of everything that's been around me. So without the life around you, I personally feel like you can't make anything. You're gonna be, I don't know, making that silence. That silence that just heard.
That's kind of a good segue into this next question that I had. So if you could take any credit for a piece of art, film, an invention, or painting, doesn't matter, what would it be and why?
Take any credit? Like, what you mean?
Something that's inspired you. So, outside of music, anything outside of music that's
Kill
inspired
Bill,
you.
Volume 2 and Volume 1. I'm sorry, Volume 1 and 2. Quentin Tarantino, Kill Bill, Volume 1 and 2. Favorite movie. I feel like it opened. And I saw it at such a young age. My pops, he had it on a DVD. So when I saw it, you ever see something young and then you see it again when you older,
It's totally different.
And it's totally different.
Absolutely.
And when I was young, it felt like when I got older, I was able to see myself watching it when I was young again. It was so weird in my head, but yeah, I would say Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 opened my eyes to actually my favorite thing with music, which is the visual aspect of it, like showing how it looks and how it feels. The way he was able to tell a full story, but you have to put the story together while watching it. If you watch the movie, you know, like, you got to put it together because it's different parts happening. It's not like your regular movie, like this happened, this happened, this happened. Climax, this happened, this happened. No, you got to put the puzzle pieces together and figure out which happened first. So that's definitely something that inspired me.
Word. I caught a conversation you were having off camera, and you were talking about your latest video that you came out, how you sketched out the frames and everything for that idea. Do you create with, like, the visual in mind?
I try my best to.
Right.
If you know, the man up top, he put it in my mind, and he giving me that idea, I got to execute it. That's just my best of trying to do what I have to do, especially this year. But, yeah, I think with that, like, you know, sometimes I see stuff in my head and I can't sketch at all. Like, I can't draw. I'm not an artiste. But one of my favorite artists, I saw Tyler Creator, and that's what I mean, like life, you know? Like, I'm going on my phone, I'm just scrolling, I see a post, and he has a sketchbook. His sketches are just doodle bobs, you know, stuff that he want to put into visual form, and he able to accomplish that. So I got inspired off of my life, just scrolling on my phone, seeing his art that he made, and being able to put it in my own aspect and realize, like, no, this can help me with my visuals. And not only what I put out, but it can help the videographer, whoever doing it, because now they have a aspect of knowing, like, oh, this is what he's thinking. How can I bring my creative, you know, juices and be able to match it and see what he think about that? So
absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I get that. I really don't have too much left.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to finish off with this. What do you hope to achieve, and what type of influence do you want to have on, like, the world?
Impact. Simple, for sure. I want to be able to impact people with my music, with who I am, authenticity, transparency, sound, for sure. And as far as, like, my goal, that's what you were saying?
Like
I think it's to accomplish whatever's in front of me for the day. I'm going to lose my mind trying to figure out forever, bro. So I'd rather just go ahead and attack what's in front of me at the moment. Obviously, have some strategy for, you know, have strategy for what I want to accomplish throughout the years and X, Y, and Z. But whatever's in front of me, I want to just be my best at. And I'm good with that, for sure.
That's awesome. So impact, and I think you definitely made an impact today.
Think y'all. Y'all did too. Shit.
We really
people could come up here and showcase that art. Quick clap for y'all, though, for real.
Thank you.
I think y'all gotta, you feel me? Give yourself a round of applause. The fact that y'all able to put this together and have artists come through, showcase their talents, and talk about themselves, that creates an opportunity for everybody in this area. So I think this is beautiful to see. And I hope you guys continue to do this. And I also love the fact that it's fair. Like, everything is fair. In the hospitality, Brandon out here, like, you need some tea, bro? Never heard a grown man ask if I need some tea in my life. I ain't gonna hold you, feel me? So
niggas offering tea out
here,
bro.
They making tea, got snacks, you know. So yeah, man, I think this is amazing what you all guys are, like, doing, for real, and I really hope you guys continue to do this as long as you guys can, for real. So
yeah, I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. Again, Kernard Reid.
Yes, sir.
Before we go, where can people find you?
Yes, you can find me on IG at Nard, NARRDDR. Listen, I'm trying to get my name. I'm trying to get it NARD, but, you know, this dude trying to charge me $500 for it. I don't know if I feel like doing that right now.
Well, hopefully if he
So,
sees this, man, he get that shit up. Man.
Hopefully you do, man. So, word, love though. Appreciate this.
Hey,
bro.
we appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Please come back.
Yes, I'm back.
All right.
All right.
Can I just walk out? I'd rather not walk out.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Great job, ladies and gentlemen.